Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mary Ashcraft. If you are new here, you can find me on Instagram at that same name. I will have everything linked and spelled down below in the description box. Today is June 25th. It's Friday. Friday. Okay, sorry, had to. And this is Flosstube episode 35. I already just forgot. 35. Yes, it is. Yesterday was a day. I had a deposition that I thought was only going to take like 2 hours to take all day. So this video is going up a little bit later today, and that's okay. And then this morning, oh my gosh. So I'm helping my daughter brush her teeth, and my husband comes in with the baby and goes, I call Jackson the baby. He's over 1 year old. He's really not a baby anymore. Like, he's walking and climbing on all the things and doing all the things. So Brett comes in with Jackson and he says, Jackson spilled the coffee. I'm like, what are you talking about? So I go out there and he knocked over a bag of coffee beans, and there were just coffee beans everywhere. Luckily, if you remember a week or two ago, I mentioned I picked up a bag of coffee from Costco that I did not like. It's disgusting. It was that bag of coffee. So that bag of coffee is no longer, although it's still sitting on the counter, so maybe there might be a little bit left of it. I don't know, but we will be through it soon, thank God. This will be a little bit of a different video because I feel like I have different things to talk about than like my usual whips, which is crazy, and no haul. The reason I don't have any haul is because the two things that I got this week were my Frogwarts Year 2 box from Black Needle Society and the Bridgerton box from Forbidden Fiber, and I did unboxing videos for both of those boxes, and they're already up on my channel, so I will have them linked in the cards in one of these corners, and I'll have them linked down below. So if you haven't seen them, go watch them, because I know there are people who are going to Frogwarts who watch my channel, and I don't want to spoil anything for you. I do have the Year 1 mug. This is definitely not a spoiler. This was an add-on for people who purchased Year 2 boxes. They gave you an option a few months later if you wanted to add the mug, which I did because I freaking love this artwork. It has Privy Drive, it has Platform 9 3/4, Hogwarts Express, and then the castle with all the first years in their boats. And this is a beautiful, beautiful mug. So this is actually the first time I'm drinking out of it. It is gigantic. Like, here's my phone for size. This thing is huge. I think this is going to be a mug that I definitely use often. This one and the Year 2, which the Year 2 mug is also perfection. I love it. So, and this is like steaming hot because I just poured it, and it's so good. That first sip of coffee when it's like really hot and you can like feel it going down your throat. That sounded really dirty, but there we go. So I have, are you ready for this? 4 Ffo'S. Who am I? Am I Priscilla Blaine? Because that's what I feel like right now. And I only have one whip. So let's talk about 2 Ffo'S that have been sitting in the frame the entire time. My tier tray. Okay, so here is Red, White, and Blue by the Housewives. I found this red fabric either at my local quilt store or one of the box stores. I don't remember. But I just do it on sticky board. I don't finish the back because nobody sees the back. I really don't care. So that is that. My lines are definitely not straight because I have not found the best way to cut sticky board yet. I'm still using a scissor. It doesn't work well. Priscilla says she uses a one of those guillotine chopper things that like teachers use for paper. And I don't have one of those because I feel like having one of those with a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old is asking for trouble. But we do have one at work, so I might try to plan out. We know how well plans go for me, but try to plan out my cutting of sticky board and maybe try to do it at work one day on my lunch break. So I really like how this one turned out, and I have it up here on my tiered tray. And this tiered tray, again, is from Target. It's the Hearth in Hand by Magnolia, Chip and Joanna Gaines' line. I really like how it fits in with the whole farmhouse theme. I have a lot of redone that I got this past weekend. I don't know why, but it was like my stores were just filled. So I got the honey right there. A lot of bee stuff. So I got a lot of bee mugs, and I got a bee canister. I also got a mug that says hot mess, and I'm going to take that to work. So it's going to be my work mug. Okay, so then my second FFO is Let Freedom Ring. Same fabric, same style, same everything. I thought about doing one of these in a blue plaid as the backing fabric, but it just didn't look right. And you'll see that fabric in a second. So this ends up working out really well. I do have a little tip for you guys. My mom used to sell Christmas Around the World, House of Lloyd. I don't know if any of you guys know what that is, but it's basically like, it was a home decor MLM. My mom, basically since I've been born, my mom has been a part of an MLM. They're usually home decor, but now she does Color Street, so, which I don't have any nails on right now. But, so Christmas Around the World, our house was always decorated with the stuff. And so I learned a lot from her about home decor and decorating. And so a lot of times when you look at things and you're not sure, like it doesn't look quite right, try a couple of these things. One, decorate in odd numbers, so 3, 5, 7. There's something about odd numbers, it's more pleasing to the eye. But the other thing is ping-ponging your colors. So like I have the red guy over here, and then the other one over here, and then the white. And the white, I'm still so bad at pointing in different directions. But you see, like I'm ping-ponging, and if you have like a 3 tray thing, you ping-pong all the way down, or zigzag, it's probably a better word for it. So just a suggestion, if your tiered tray or wherever you're decorating just doesn't look quite right, or if everything seems one level, go up, which is why I have this. So I really like home decor. When we started our minimalist journey, I was like, get rid of all of the things, and a lot of it was home decor. But now that we are finding more of our sense of style, I feel more comfortable decorating everything. So anyways, a little bit of a tangent. My next FFO, I always wonder why the coffee like caramelizes on the top. I don't know, it's probably a combination of the coffee and the creamer. So this was an older finish, and by older I mean like I finished it last month or 2 months ago. This is Honeybee by the Housewives. As you can see, it's not stuck in there, and I will talk about that in a second. So this is Honeybee by the Housewives. Move my coffee away from that. Most, as I just talked about with Ray Dunn, most of the stuff in my home is bee themed, except for my tiered tray, which will be seasonal. So again, black, just regular black plaid. I added the palm trim because you could just barely see, I think on the top up here and then over here, the, or was it over here? The lettering on the back, and it just fits perfectly. You can't see any of the lettering. So I'm love how this turned out. The reason I did not attach it yet, which again, I don't finish my backs, is I'm not sure how I want to attach it. When I set it down, that stays. It doesn't move. So, I mean, for the time being, I'm not going to attach it. I thought about hot gluing it, but then I thought, I don't know if the hot glue is actually going to stick to the metal. So I think I would have to go with magnets, and I don't have any of those. And I don't know when I'm going to purchase any. Plus, I don't want little tiny magnets sitting around with a 1-year-old who sticks everything in his mouth. So, yeah, so it's just kind of, it's just chilling for now on my mantle. And because it's high enough that the kids can't reach it, you know, it doesn't fall out. So it's going to stay like that for a while until I figure out exactly how I want to finish it. I did think about magnets so that I could change it out, but I have a second one of these that I could use for seasonal ones. So that's not really an issue. But I really like how this turned out. I think it is so cute. It looks so adorable up on my mantle. And this green fabric I dyed myself. The black, I forgot to mention, the black is 14 count Aida. Pretty much all the called for colors or DMC conversions. Otherwise, I substituted colors from my stash. This is all of the called for colors. This is a 28 count even weave that I dyed myself using apple green Rick dye. I didn't do any mixing. I just used the straight apple green. I love this color. I'm not too fond of stitching on black. I'm getting better at it, which you will see in a second. I am feeling more comfortable stitching on black, but I don't prefer it because it takes me longer. Like the whip that I'm going to show you, if I was doing it on a color, it would be done by now. Since I'm doing it on black, taking forever. So, I really like the apple green color for, the background of theirs, because even though there's green here, it's a little blended in, but you still see it so clearly. I think that the green is a nice neutral color for instead of black for their designs. Same thing with like a blue color. I know they use like aquamarine sometimes. That's too bright for me, but I could do like a denim blue or like just a slightly darker blue or a lighter blue, not something that's very neon. I want something muted. So I've been enjoying doing their things on like greens, blues, blush pinks, lilacs, other things other than black or dark gray. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. So, yeah, I'll stick this over here. Can't see it. Okay, my last FFO. I am so proud of this because I'm not a quilter yet. I haven't even tried yet. I want to quilt. I want to get better on using my sewing machine. The most like extravagant, if you will, thing that I've made are project bags using Liz's tutorial, Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch. So I had this idea because Michelle from Mama Loves You GB did something similar with one of her FFOs a few, I want to say it was probably a month or so now. But I didn't have all the things to do it the way she did it. So I kind of had to figure it out all by myself, which really made me nervous because like I said, I'm not good on the sewing machine. I'm not really great at measuring things fully yet. Everything I'm still very much a beginner. And so seeing that this actually turned out is freaking amazing. Are you ready? I don't think you're ready. I don't think you're ready. And I don't think you know what to expect with, okay. Look at this. Look at this. That is Barbara Anna Patriotic ABC, although I changed it and took out the alphabet and just added more stars and did the stripes normal. But look at, I did a band. But what you will notice, there's nothing holding it together. So Michelle had one where she did it on a watering can, and it was so cute. I think it was the months, like the January, February, March by Puccini. I think that's what it was. And she had it on a watering can, and she had the fabric, but in the back she had like a button and like a thing to go over the button. I didn't have anything like that. So I'm sitting there like, how can I do this without having like this weird seam going down the back or a weird seam on the side? So I did it so that it's just loose enough to slip it over the top. The fact that I was able, you guys, I'm serious, like the fact that my brain was able to figure out how to do this, beyond me. You'll note, so this is just some like cotton, lavender, greenery. You'll also notice that the tags are still on them because I haven't committed 100% that this is what I want to use or how I want it to be arranged. So we're just not going to pay attention to that. But yeah. So I have it so that, you know, like I said, you can just slip it off the top. It's so easy. I don't want to do it because I don't want to have to take it all apart. But I think I could do it again, you know, if I have the right size thing. This was also amazing that it just happened to be the right size. But if I have, you know, the right size thing, I could switch it out with maybe like a seasonal thing, or I don't even know. You know what I mean? Like I am beside myself. All called for colors, 16 count, natural light. I remembered it because I remember I said the Natty Light, beer I drank in college. So I have no words. I'm not usually a proud person. I feel very awkward when people try to compliment me. I'm very self-deprecating. Oh my gosh, it's Friday. I hear a gardener. It's freaking Friday. They come on Thursdays. Anyways, okay. I don't like to brag. I hate bragging. I hate doing all those things. It makes me cringe. But I will find myself sitting on the couch, staring at the mantle where I have this sitting, just staring at it, looking at it like, I can't believe I did that. I cannot believe it. Okay, I'm done. Yeah, I could sit here and stare at it all day because I'm so proud of myself. Yeah. Yeah, nuts. So those are all my FFOs. These two, Honeybee, and my eagle. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I can't. Okay. So then the last thing I have to talk about is my whip, which after I finished these two, I was like, I don't know what I want to work on, because I'm kind of in a housewives kick. I bought 2 more tidbits that when I bought these two, but I didn't want to have any more new starts, because even if I finish them really quickly, I'm still neglecting all of the whips that I have, which I'm going to be doing a whip parade and a kitted up whatever parade in one video, because we're about halfway through, and I think that's kind of good to go over things. I have no idea when I'm going to do it, when I'm going to put it up, but it's coming. I'm going to do one. So I was sitting there thinking, what could I work on that maybe is housewives, maybe has the same vibe, and I decided to pull out my January truck from the Truck and Along series that the housewives did. This is their monthly series. This is the first one I've ever done. This is what made me decide to now stitch their patterns on things other than black. I got nothing against y'all that use black. Like, you do you. I just can't do it. I can't do it. It takes me forever. And I am a product stitcher. Like, I want to see it finished, and then I want to FFO it. I'm not a process stitcher. I am, but it comes second to finishing. So I just want to finish this. And there was a time where I was deciding whether I should scrap the entire thing. I had all of January done and a few snowflakes, and I was sitting there like, I'm going to give this away and I'm going to start over. But I didn't. I kept with it. So the last time you would have seen this was in March Madness. I did it on day 1, I believe. And it did not win against Honeybee. Honeybee won. And that was when I was like, okay, I really hate working on this, and I think I might just get rid of it. And so many people were like, no, just finish it. Like, it's small enough, you can do it. And I was sitting there like, I don't know. I think you guys know me better than I know myself, but I don't know. So I pulled it back out. Because, and the reasoning behind this was, I thought, okay, these two were not that difficult to stitch. And I don't know if it was because these are tiny and this is larger, but these weren't that bad. Like, I was able to stitch these. Like, this one I stitched in a weekend, and this one, because then I was doing it during the week, it took me a couple days, but they go really fast. So I pulled it out. I said, I'll work on it for one night, and I'll just see how far I go. Okay? So the last time you saw this, I wish I had a picture. The last time you saw this, all I had done was January, part of that snowflake, because I had to use it to figure out how to get up here. And then I had the snowmen were almost done. I think I just had to put in like one color, because I think it was just missing that dark blue color. And then just like a few snowflakes that were down here. That was it. So January, snowmen, a couple snowflakes. Okay, that's all I had done. Oh yeah. So, because black is a difficult one. Let's see if I can shove this up there so it's sturdy. Yeah. Sorry for the noises. I make weird noises. Okay, so the entire top portion, this entire top portion is finished. This entire row of snowflakes above the snowmen and this truck, finished. The outline of the truck is finished. This is all of the white in the chicken. So all I have left are the giant snowmen, the dog and the snowman in the truck, and then the snowman and the sheep below. And then all the rest of the snowflakes. I do need to to add in something right here and here, because there's just too big of a space for me to be comfortable with that. And the reason for it is because these were designed as two separate things. So here it doesn't look weird, although I still would have added stuff there. So when I'm done with everything, I'll probably go through and add in like the square snowflakes or the singular snowflakes in two spots where I feel like there just needs to be something. I'm using the DMC conversion that comes with the chart, which is right there. And this is black 14 count Ada. This needle minder is from the Frosted Pumpkins. This is so cute. I love their needle minders. But I've worked on this, let me think about this, every single night since Saturday night. Saturday was a big day because Saturday in the morning, I finished Let Freedom Ring. Saturday afternoon, I did all of these FFOs, all while Jackson was sleeping. So that was like a great 2 hours. And then that night, I picked this up. So Saturday was like jam-packed. That was a jam-packed day. So every single night since Saturday. So going on a week of working on this. And I've been, you watch my Instagram stories, you know that I am watching Hoarders while I stitch on this. I love that show. I mean, I did just mention in the beginning that we are working towards a more minimal lifestyle, but it's a show. I think it's very therapeutic for myself because it helps me remind myself. I feel a sneeze coming on. It helps me remind myself of why I'm on a minimalist journey. But my husband enjoys watching it because he has family members who are hoarders. So he has stories like from when he was a kid and had to clean up hoards. Yeah. It's gross. So, yeah, so I've been, and it's so fun. When I posted that I was watching Hoarders, I can't even tell you how many people messaged me on Instagram, like responded to those stories about watching Hoarders, saying that they also loved that show. At least 10 people, probably more. So if you want a show that really gets you in the mood to clean, it's on Netflix now. Go watch Hoarders. Another, if you I guess the opposite of that, the minimalists, there's these two guys, they call themselves the minimalists. They have two documentaries that are both on Netflix. I think one is called just Minimalism, and then the second one, I don't know. They're both about minimalism though, but those are really interesting. And actually, that's how we got into it, because one of the guys, his journey with minimalism started when his mom died, and mine started when my dad died. So it was very, like, it captivated me, if you will. So this is where I'm at. I don't know if I'm going to keep working on it this week. I don't know. I haven't decided if I'm just going to try to plug away at it, and maybe, what day did I say it is? June 25th. If I continue working on this, I could see myself working on it till the end of the month, because once July starts, I'm going to do Christmas in July, or what other people are calling Jolly July. Jolly July is associated with Fat Quarter Shop, which I no longer support. But, so I'm just referring to it as Christmas in July. So I will be doing, which I'll talk about in a second. So I could see myself working on this for the rest of the month. I don't know if I will, or if I'll feel like, I'll pull out something else before I work on exclusively Christmas for a while. So I don't know, but yeah, this is the only whip I have to show you because of just plugging away on it. honestly, I'm shocked because y'all know, I mean, I went on a rant about how much I hated this because I hated this fabric. And here I am. I would say I'm halfway done, but I don't know if that's really accurate because everything that's down here is really dense when you look at it, because you've got these really big snowmen and all the animals and things. So I'm going to say I'm halfway done, but I don't think I'm technically halfway done. You know what I mean? So, Christmas in July. I want to work on my Christmas whips, and I went through my list of whips, and I have 4 large Christmas whips. Well, the only Christmas whips I have. They're these 4 large ones. So I have the Frosted Pumpkins Christmas wreath. I have My Christmas List by Silver Creek Samplers. I have Farmhouse Christmas by Little House or Country Cottage. I always get the 2 mixed up, but whichever one did Farmhouse Christmas, it was one of those 2. And then my last one is Plaid Tidings by Little Stitch Girl. I have not touched Farmhouse Christmas or Plaid Tidings since last December. So what I'm doing is I looked at the calendar. Here's the calendar of, that's not the calendar. This is the calendar of July. So there's 4 full weeks and then 3 days. So what I'm going to do is, for those 4 whips, each whip is, I'm going to work on it for 5 days. It does not have to be 5 consecutive days. So if I start working on one and I get like 2 or 3 days in and I'm like, okay, I need to switch, I will allow myself to switch, but I have to go back to it later to complete those 5 days. Then there are 2 days left over that are like weekdays that I will allow those to be for anything. And then the weekends will be for working on my camp project. So Sherry from Colorado Cross Stitcher, she is doing camp, which I didn't learn about it until I think about halfway through the month of June. It started June 1st. So I did not participate in June, but I'm going to do July and August. And so for July, the challenge is to stitch on a new to you designer. So a designer you've never stitched before. And because I'm doing Christmas, at first I thought, oh, I'll just do a Christmas pattern or like a small one. And then I thought, I'm going to get so sick of Christmas. That's not going to happen. So I'm going to do Candy Corn of Mischief by Bent Creek because I have it. It's kitted up, but I have not started it. And I have never stitched anything from Bent Creek before. So the idea is that on the first of the month, it has to be a new start, but the idea is you start and you finish within that month. So on the first, you post a picture of it on Instagram of your start, and then at the end of the month, you post your finish. And then there's prizes and there's a Facebook group and everything like that. And so I will leave Sherry's video linked down below so you can find it. And then also her video has a link to the Facebook group and she explains everything. She also explains how it came about and everything like that. So I'm going to do that. August is a new to you fabric or floss, which I do have a lot of floss that is new that I haven't used before. So I have like the silks from Ymir Almond M&Ms. I have Color and Cotton. I have Color and Cotton fabric. What other ones do I have? Those were the first ones that came to mind. So I think I'm going to try to do something that incorporates those things. I really want to use Ymir's silks. So I think I'm going to try to pick a pattern that I can use those with. Which I'll also have her stuff linked down below. She just came out with a skin collection and it is beautiful. Her video explaining all of the stories behind why she picked the dates for each color is just, it's fantastic. And I have like an order, like a cart going, and I just have to decide all the things. But now I want to use her stuff for August, so I have to make sure I'm getting things that I need for that. So those are kind of my plans for July. And we're using the word plans loosely because y'all know I don't always with the plans. But, oh, and then Frogwarts is in there. So that Frogwarts retreat is, I think it starts the July 8th and it goes through July 11th. And then my birthday is July 14th. So, but Frogwarts, I might pull things out here and there to work on during the retreat because there's like special challenges for that. But for the most part, my stitching will be Christmas in July during the week, and then on the weekends, Candy Corn and Mischief. And what else? I think that's it. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for July. I have no plans for my birthday. We do get, at my office, we do get a vacation day that you get to take in the month of your birthday, and so it's called your birthday vacation, and so you just get one day, and so I have to pick a day, but they've been scheduling me for a lot of appearances, so I don't even know. But Brett's birthday is also in July. We are 9 days apart, and so I'm 9 days older than him. And so for 9 days, he tells everybody he is married to an older woman. But, yeah, we'll be 29 this year. And, but no plans. We'll probably just, last year we went to IKEA, and that was a lot of fun. But this year, probably won't do anything. Maybe go get some sushi, because I like sushi. And that's like the dinner we always get when we don't have the kids. So that's everything. I can't wait to post. I have been waiting to post pictures of my finishes on Instagram, but I've been holding off because I really wanted to show them in my video first. So very excited for July. I'm excited to touch all these whips that I haven't touched since last year. And hopefully get some good progress on them. But that's it. And if you haven't seen Frogwarts or Bridgerton, the unboxings, go watch them. Like I said, I'm linking them down below, but also if you go to like my actual channel page, they are the 2 videos that are right before this one. So very easy to find. So yeah, I hope you all have a great weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye guys.